Welcome into the Rooms to Go Lounge. John Kincade back from a week in Manhattan. And if I do hit the Powerball, I'm going to get myself a 2-bedroom apartment in Manhattan where I can go wherever I want, whatever I want. I may even have Tug and Hudson come on over sometime.
I would love that because I love New York City and I
You
love plays. Yeah, I went to see. I've seen Cats. I've seen Spider-Man. I've seen a bunch of plays on Broadway.
I didn't realize that. Now, Hudson doesn't seem like he'd be in touch with his feminine side as much.
I've never been in New York City, so
You're hugging yourself though now, which is nice.
He's nervous.
That is nice.
I'm ready to go to New York City whenever the opportunity presents itself.
It is fantastic. Now
really...
it's big city, so I'm going to teach you how to, I'm going to tell you that, teach you how to walk around, navigate a city by grid. It's a little different than the country roads you're used to. But I'm glad we've gotten Hudson wearing shoes at work now, though.
The black
so
tops
we've made
of Marietta, I'd be lost for sure.
Yeah, it's very tough. All right, here's the key. There are a lot of parents and a lot of great shows come through the Fox. And so a lot of parents, like me, are not cultured enough to really understand Broadway shows or anything like that. But I have a 15-year-old daughter who loves musical theater. My wife loves it too. So this is something that I've tried to get into to be a part with them. So you're thinking about this for Mother's Day. You're thinking about this for your wife's birthday. You're thinking about this for your daughter's birthday. You're thinking about this upcoming for Christmas time. Next year at Valentine's Day. The Broadway shows are great that come through Atlanta, but even a trip to New York would be an awesome one. But what's the age group of the audience? I saw 4 of the biggest shows on Broadway last week. Okay, what I'm going to tell you is it's different depending on who's going to the show. Now, if you had an 8 to a 14-year-old, by the way, if you have a child below the age of 8, you do not bring them to a Broadway show. Don't bring them to the Fox. Leave them at home. And I thank you in advance from everybody who has to sit around you. They're not prepared to go to a Broadway show. So I'm just saying, you got to do everybody else a big favor there. If you have an 8 to a 14-year-old, these are the 4 shows I saw this week, in the past week. If you have an 8 to a 14-year-old, go to Frozen first, then see Wicked, which is the story of the Wizard of Oz told from the depiction of the Wicked Witch, and it's awesome, absolutely great. Then do Mean Girls. I actually think it's a little bad for 8 to 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Don't do it. And Dear Evan Hansen is off the table, honestly. But if you had to bring him to a show, that's the order you do it. These same 4 shows completely change, though, when your kids are like 15 to the end of college, like 21. Go to Mean Girls first. You will absolutely love it. They will love it. And Dear Evan Hansen, which is a little heavier than some of the other shows. Dear Evan Hansen's like a play with music. There's musical numbers. It's more like a play, like a stage show. Mean Girls is a musical. It's hilarious. Those are the 2. It's right in their wheelhouses. It's totally about their school experiences and everything. You'll love it. Then Wicked, then Frozen. Leave them off. Now, parents, you and your wife, guys, a romantic weekend in New York. If your kids are off, if mom and dad can watch your kids, you take your wife up to New York for a couple days, you take her to a few shows, you take her out and dine her in the big city. I'm telling you, even Tug Coward could end up being like the legend of love after something like that.
I'm a pretty romantic guy, I would like to
I bet you are, but everything's about country music with you, Tug.
No,
I'm trying to evolve you a little bit.
That's not
Here. Parents, this is it. If you take your wife to Wicked if she hasn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mean Girls, which is, I'm telling you, it's hilarious. Then Dear Evan Hansen, then Frozen. If you can't get my point, Frozen's a really, really good show. But honestly, if you don't have kids, skip it. Skip it. Because you're going to like these other shows more. I enjoyed my week in New York so much. I feel energized. I feel like I can bring love and just abounding energy to the halls here at 680. And the Rooms to Go Lounge, which is really, really nice. And I'm just going to hang out here with the guys from the X.
I would like to point out that we're sitting on the Eric Church headliner sofa.
See, everything's about country music.
I'm
with
just saying, man.
It's all about that. Is this? Hey, everything's about church with you and country music.
Yeah.
Not just Eric Church. So this is great. He's got a good balance in his life.
It's like drinking and getting crazy and then going to church.
Yeah, and pickup trucks.
Yeah,
and
tailgates.
There's tailgates. There's pickup trucks. There's girls.
Yeah.
At least you got priorities. Thanks. Welcome back to the Rooms to Go Lounge. Anytime, come on and visit us. We love you.